Hey everyone, Kathy here. As a coach, I generally eat mostly sugar-free. I do a lot of my own cooking, and that's kind of when you go sugar-free, you mostly have to do a lot of your own cooking because pretty well everything out there has sugar added. But I have found some great products out there that are sugar-free, naturally sugar-free, or they're sweetened naturally. So I wanted to show you what I eat normally. So I don't really have any particular order. I have all my foods laid out on the table, so I will just show you what I eat or what kind of substitutions I use. Natural sweeteners, what do I use? This is my big bucket of honey, and I probably go through I would say probably about 3 of these a year because I do a lot of baking. I have a sweet tooth. I love baked goods. So honey is definitely my #1 choice. This is all natural raw honey. And I get it locally. Good price, and I love it. And I also use maple syrup a lot. That's another option for you if you like maple syrup. It's not very cheap, but definitely an option. So let's start with breakfast food. So what do you eat for breakfast? Me, normally, eggs are a good option for me. I make, whole wheat, naturally sweetened pancakes or waffles or something like that on occasion. Actually, quite often. But I personally, I love my own homemade bread with peanut butter and honey. That's generally kind of my go-to, but my kids are kind of getting sick of it. Whole wheat bread, super easy to make. I was scared to make it in the beginning, but it's actually not that hard at all. So I'll post a recipe if you're interested, and with the directions on it, so you can try to make your own as well. And oatmeal, obviously, that's another good one. We eat a lot of oatmeal in our house too, and I have some good recipes for it. Generally, just like normal oatmeal, I'll just add bananas, a little bit of milk, honey, cinnamon, and some natural peanut butter, and that's really good. Try that, mix it all up, and it's a lot better than just eating it naturally without anything added to it. That's very plain, kind of unflavorful. And an overnight oatmeal, I make that for my husband all the time when he's on day shift. So I'll post that recipe as well. You'll just have to remind me or just let me know which recipes you'd like. And that one's a really good one. So I usually make some extra ones for me and the kids at home too. Cereal, you probably know that cereal is filled with sugar. Pretty well everything out there. There are some natural or more natural cereals, I should say. But even like if you go organic or gluten-free, definitely watch your labels because a lot of them, they do have a lot of added sugar. And just because sugar is organic doesn't mean it's good for you. So this is the cereal that I go for generally. It's called Kashi's Goleen Crunch. Pretty natural ingredients in there, so I like it. It's pretty crunchy, so I let it soak in milk for a couple minutes before I have it, usually, unless you like your cereal very crunchy. So peanut butter. I was talking about peanut butter. Definitely go for the all natural. It takes a little bit of getting used to. It's kind of annoying when you stir it up because all the oil naturally rises to the top, so you have to stir for quite a bit before you actually use it because all the oil is up top and everything on the bottom is dry. So give it a good stir, and has a lot of flavor, and use this. You can pretty well use it. For baking, it's a little trickier sometimes, so definitely look up a recipe. I wouldn't probably substitute it just if you have a regular peanut butter cookie recipe, for example, I probably wouldn't just substitute this. I'd make sure that there was a recipe out there that uses the natural peanut butter because it's not as thick. It's a lot more runny. But I like the crunchy. It just has the extra texture, right? And crackers. Crackers have a lot of sugar normally. So I like this brand. These are nut thins. So this one, for example, is the pecan nut thins, and they're crunchy. They're very thin and crunchy, and I like them a lot. Raisins. When I have sugar cravings, I generally go for raisins. Just a handful of raisins kind of does the trick normally, but you have to watch your labels as well. This one just has raisins and sunflower oil. that's it. But a lot of them, they're coated in sugar, so definitely watch your labels when you buy them. Pasta sauce, obviously you could make your own, but I have found this classical brand, not all of them, but some of the flavors, this one is Italian sausage, peppers, and onions, are sugar-free. So actually, I'll talk to you a little bit about reading labels right now while I'm going through this. So how do I read labels? Most people, hopefully you can see that, most people, they look at calories, fat, and sugar. So, but they don't even pay attention to the ingredient list. This is number one for me. If it has good ingredients, clean ingredients in there, I don't even pay attention to this generally. It doesn't really matter. If the ingredients are good, then good. If ingredients are bad, then I don't even pay attention to this either. I generally don't pay attention to this. But let's just say, for example, you are focusing on calories. So this is per half a cup. There's 80 calories in there, so that's pretty good. Fat, 2.5 grams, not bad. Sugar, 6 grams of sugar. So for example, you know, if you're doing a sugar-free challenge, you're looking at this and you're like, 6 grams of sugar, I can't have that. But look at the ingredients. It's all natural sugar, so it's totally fine. Definitely always watch your ingredients first, and then you can pay attention to this if you want. There's some good protein, like, you know, considering it's a pasta sauce, but there's sausage in it, right? So 3 grams of protein, 2 grams of fiber, 6 grams of sugar, so the sugar is totally fine. Okay, and salad dressing. Salad dressing has tons of sugar normally. I like this, the Newman's Own. It's pretty affordable. And it just has water, olive oil, canola oil, red wine vinegar, onion puree, spicy mustard, salt, lemon juice, concentrate, garlic puree, spices, and that's it. So this is the brand that I use, but you can make a lot of your own dressings, and it's super easy. Just go on Pinterest and just search for homemade or clean eating salad dressings. Super easy. Hummus. This is a brand that I use. I don't actually really love hummus, but I do like this roasted red pepper. It's good, and it's got good ingredients once again, and this is what I use in sandwiches, wraps, obviously as a dip, things like that, instead of like a mayo or something like that, because there's definitely sugar in mayo. Mustard is usually fine. So this is what I use instead. Yogurt. Yogurt is a good snack. I love yogurt. My kids love yogurt, but lots of sugar generally. So what I do is I buy the, that's the French side, the plain Greek yogurt, just plain Greek yogurt. And what I do is I just add a little bit of honey and a little bit of peanut butter, and it's really good. It's a great snack. My daughter actually asks for it all the time, so she loves it. And my 1-year-old or 1.5-year-old, he loves it too. So we all love it, and my husband actually does too. So try that next time. Salsa usually has a lot of sugar in it. This is one of our favorite brands here. You can't find it at all grocery stores. But just like anything else, just check your ingredient list. Tomatoes, onions, serrano peppers, salt, and coriander. That's all that's in here, and it's really good. Coffee creamer. I take my coffee black, so that's not usually an issue for me, or sugar in your coffee. But there are some options out there. You can search, obviously, how to make your own coffee creamer, or you could do like an almond milk that's flavored with vanilla. It probably does have a little bit of sugar in it, but definitely better than the regular coffee creamers. Or somebody told me that she used to be really big into her sugar and her cream in her coffee, and what she tried was just adding a little bit of coconut oil and some cinnamon. I've never tried it, but she said it was really good, so that would be an option to try as well. Applesauce. This is great for cooking, but also a great snack. Just make sure you look for the unsweetened. There are only a few of these that are unsweetened, and the rest of them, they're all packed full of sugar, so definitely watch for them. I'm getting through my list here slowly. Okay, so drinks. Obviously, if you're addicted to pop, you're probably going to struggle with going sugar free, and that's okay. There are some other options out there. So, one thing that you could do is try sparkling water. You'll get that fizz that maybe might help you a little bit. Water, obviously, but you might get bored pretty quickly if you're addicted to pop. So try flavoring your water naturally. Just look online once again. You know, I'm a huge fan of Pinterest for recipes and clean eating ideas. So check Pinterest and just check for naturally flavored water or something like that. You know, with mint and lime and lemon, ginger, so many different things to try. But you can do juice as well. There is definitely juice out there that doesn't have added sugar. So for example, we like this brand here. It says no sugar added. Or, you know, there's some orange juice out there that doesn't have any sugar added. So that's fine. You know, obviously you don't want to drink juice all day long, but you don't have to avoid juice completely if you buy the sugar-free. So another thing that we love in our house is our hot sauce. I haven't looked at too many brands to see if they contain sugar or not, but this is just a good way, a good option to flavor some food if you think maybe going sugar-free is gonna take away some of the flavoring because you have to give up some of your favorite brands. But if you like hot sauce, Frank's Red Hot is great, and it has cayenne, red peppers, vinegar, water, salt, and garlic powder, and that's it. So I think that's pretty well all I have here. Yeah, that was all my options for right now, but I will definitely post more as I think of them or as I come across, and definitely ask if you are not sure, you know, if your brand has sugar in it or, you know, a substitution for it or a recipe for something. Just ask and I will be happy to help you out.